Hello guys, and welcome to another Bitcoin update video. So we're going to take a look at the higher time frames and also take a look at the medium time frames and also look for some scalping areas. Plus take a few trade recaps of a few of the trades of this week pretty much. So first and foremost, we had on the last higher time frame update, we had these key lows, which been a previous range low, which has acted as resistance. It's nothing we haven't seen before. As you can see here, previous range lows, range low at least, acting as resistance, and pretty much the same thing happening over here. Lows, resistance. So for me, still, this remains a key area for potentially reclaiming for the bulls to potentially push 70k. But for now, this is key resistance. Also, Feb lows, which I have brought some spot from, remains a key support area below. And I'm pretty much just watching extremes, and sooner or later my ideal scenario would be to get down to 49k, 48k for buying more spot and potentially looking for a swing long position. We also have anchor VWAPs around this 71.5, which is also a key area, which is pretty much just equilibrium from this to range highs. And I have put the same thing here, range lows, range highs, and you can see how reactive and how important equilibrium actually is. And pretty much you can see the same thing here. It's acting as resistance and support both ways. Extremely accurate and extremely important. You can also have key local. We have some key local highs and lows. I'm watching this 61k, and we also have these current year lows, and we have this 67k, which is the recent lows we made pretty much. Also key levels, we have around 70, 71, we have equilibrium with anchor VWAP, which I've been talking about for a while. Same thing, reclaim this zone to support, and that's very likely. For now, it's key resistance. So let's take a look at my normal chart, and we can take a look at a few trades from this week. We're taking a few trades, of course. We have taken a bunch 1% trades. I haven't got the number in my head right now, but I have wrote down somewhere. But I'm taking a few of the trades recapped right here. This was pretty much the first trade of the week. It was trapping at the highs with momentum getting worse. And we took these trades a partial trade. We removed all risk around the month level. We took some profits on the local lows with an impulsive candle down here, and it was just pretty much a runner towards the lows, which also have. But most of my trades are based on confluences, first and foremost, confluence entry zone, and then look for signals on market cipher indicator to potentially take signals to get in trades both for longs and shorts. This was pretty much my runner. I'm still in this short from London on Tuesday. Took this trade for monthly resistance rejection with momentum and money flow getting worse, potentially a trap of the buyers, and I worked out amazingly. I'm still in the short, have taken multiple take profits, and it's just a moon bag left pretty much, but I'm looking to add if we get a retrace up with momentum weakening and potentially rejection. We also took a few trades later today. We got this first trade, which pretty much got stopped out, bottom ticked. So that happens to me as well. We got pretty much bottom ticked stop losses, and if it's irritating, of course, but it happens. As you can see, you can just remove the bigger trade. Let's see, because that's in the way. Yeah, you can see was a poor low idea. We also had momentum getting better and money flow, but we got this wick and we tried along, but it didn't work out. So we ended up with a 1 hour loss right there. But I took another trade just after, which gave me a okay profit. I realized a little bit under 2 hours on that trade. Took profits early, removed the risk, and pretty much ended up stopping at the local highs up here, which will be my last take profit, and I ended up in stop loss on the rest of the trade. So it was around 1.9 or something. Well, it wasn't a crazy RR trade on at least on a partial account. There was a few of the trades, and also had this trade over here, which pretty much gave me a break even. nothing much to brag about. I'm not even gonna share all the trades I took because it was many trades, so many trades, but this is a few of the trades. Was up 2R, took out the risk up at local highs, closed fully on one account, so I ended up in profit overall, but small profit because this trade ended in break even. Was up 2R and then moved the stop loss a little bit and took profits and ended up in break even on that, and on the same second one, pretty much small profits. This was on Friday. I took a few scalps on Friday. I'm not going to share all because at least on, I think it was Tuesday, I took many scalps and many break-evens. Was pretty much a lot of work for not much reward. But that happens to me as well. This trade I shared beforehand in my community. The same with the last trade. With a limit trade, actually, I closed fully on one account at 2.1R. I realized around 1.6 or something. And this was the second one. Took TP1 here, local flip as you can see, and I took pretty much a TP1 at this impulsive below as well, and ended up in stop loss on the rest with a okay profit. So that was pretty much a few trades from this week. I took a few more. I took over 10 on my main. The weekly goal has been hit, so I'm not trading more on the main accounts this week. I'm going to trade on my scalping account tomorrow. I've been trading a scalping account as crazy today, but I will look for maybe a main trade tomorrow if we get a crazy good zone and a crazy good confluence area. Today we pretty much got a retrace down to weekly level and crazy bounce, extremely good bounce. I actually was long here and I got stopped out before the move. So happens, I got stopped out and break even at 220 and we saw a wick below, but I had long exposure from before, took profits on the move up, and I also had a hype long and some others. I've been scalping like crazy today on my BloFin account, so that's okay, but I missed out and got stopped out on this trade. Happens to the best of us. So what areas I'm watching right now? I'm watching a few. The first one of interest above, at least for me, is this zone above. I'm really interested in watching this zone. It's a poor high, weekly VWAP, and you also have these key highs, potential rejection zone. Taking out the highs will be, if we see triggers, I'm really down to looking for a trade. We can also potentially look for a scalp down here, but not high probability, but potentially taking out this move could be a trade. But in my opinion, the highest probability trade would likely be down here, looks good. And I'm also looking for a good scalp long down here with previous day equilibrium, fresh day level, and also a naked VWAP in the zone. And above, I'm watching pretty much the obvious zone for me is 66.5, 66.4. That's the obvious zone to watch based on highs and sell tails and so on. But it's many areas we can look to scalp, that's for sure. But the main areas would be around this and also this above. But I'm gonna watch every zone for potential triggers and reactions. I'm not gonna trade anything blindly. That's just something I don't do. It's also, I have a few tips on how to reduce risk on trades. It's many ways of reducing risk. It's one way is potentially closing the trade fully. The next way, potentially partial trade, potentially closing at 25%, 50% and so on based on different RR. And the other way is taking stop loss to break even or stop loss to profit. And the other way is to potentially just cut the stop loss size a little bit. And the other way is to combine the two, combine partial with moving stop loss. And I love a combination, and I love to use combination of partials and moving stop loss when the market isn't in my favor. For example, I'm longing potentially a slow bleed and we don't see any major market structure shift. Then I'm pretty much using this tool to avoid losing money, at least avoid losing as much as possible, because I'm reducing the risk without emptying the position and as much as I would do with a normal partial, because of the RR is just lower because we can't break anything local. And also the fact that if the market is against my trade idea, my goal should be to avoid as many losses and as many major losses as possible, because I'm fighting the intraday trend, right? But when you don't fight the trend and everything looks primed, money flow is amazing, price action just tells you this will go, fair enough, do you know my strategy on partials or whatever you do. But when the market isn't in your favor and you don't understand what's happening, please try to avoid as many losses as possible. That's the main key. So that was just a short tip. It's many ways of reducing risk. You don't need to take stop loss to profit. You don't need to close the trade fully. It's many ways of doing it, but make sure this works together with your RR and realized RR and your win rate over time, right? So thank you so much for watching the video. Join my community, private community, where I share trades and so on. First link in the description. And we also have ginormous bonuses on BloFin right now. Link in the description, and also Weex and Kcex. All linked below, no KYC, and these will not get regulated, micro-regulated, so please check them out. I'm trading there every day. Other than that, watch the zone for triggers. I'm going to post on Twitter as always, zones I'm watching and trades I'm willing to take. And just remember, no trades, no trading zones or whatever I'm posting here or whatever I'm talking about here. It's not that I need to take a trade there. But if you see triggers and the market looks to be in my favor, at least looking to potentially go my favor. Potentially could be bullish divergence, bearish divergence, depending on the trade idea. You can potentially get a swing failure pattern of a high, swing failure pattern of a low. You can potentially get trap traders on order flow and so on, potentially big volume spikes. This is all the bunch of triggers you can use, wicks and candle closures and potentially different candles. Just a few tips. But make sure it works together with your risk reward, RR, and triggers at the key zones. That's at least what I'm doing personally. Other than that, thank you so much for watching my video. I'll see you in a new video tomorrow. Bye bye, and enjoy your Sunday tomorrow. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.